Hey guys, I'm Deb Molson and I'm a computer science major. So, one of the struggles about this presentation is that for a lot of the cooler things you can do with computers, you kind of need either more than 5 to 10 minutes or you need to be somewhat savvy as it is. So, I think what I'm going to do is just show you a little bit about how you can alter and personalize something you most likely use every day, which is Google Chrome. If you use Firefox, this may not be that helpful for you. If you're still using Internet Explorer, that's troubling. You should stop that and then move over to Google Chrome after this presentation. So to start, we're going to need you to open up a Google Chrome browser. So just click on it, open it, and I'll give you a second to do that because not all the computers on the clusters actually have an immediate shortcut. You have to like search for it in the start menu, and it's very, very time consuming. So once we're here, which I think everybody would be at this point, we're going to go to the top right and click on the three lines that are stacked on each other. And we're going to scroll all the way down, third to last, and we're going to click on Settings. And once we're in there, we're going to go past Sign In, on Startup, and then down to Appearance, and click the tab that says Get Themes. Right here again, third one down, Appearance, Get Themes. Wait for everybody to get there. And I think what we're going to start with to kind of show you basically how everything works and what you'll need to know for extensions and games and apps and things that are a bit more complex is just a theme. And a theme is much like a background you'd have on your computer screen, except it's for Chrome. So you get to pick something and the UI will change. It won't change any of the abilities of your browser, but it will add some visual finesse to it and, kind of maybe excite your day a little bit, make you happy you have a cat in the background or something like that. So to start with, I think we'll just go off one of the ones that's immediately showing, and we can go to Core. I think is a fine one. So we're just going to click on Core here. We're going to say Add to Chrome on the top right of the new box that just came up. It'll say checking, and then when it's done, it will say added to Chrome. You know it's working that way, but just to double check, of course, you can see something has already changed up here. The color is different. And if you open up a new tab, assuming you don't have a new tab homepage set to a specific site, and it's just the standard Google Chrome webpage in the search engine, you will now see the background showing. The one that we picked, this is Core, if you didn't get a good look at it. So we do know it works that way, and now we can move on. And of course, this isn't the most exciting thing. I personally don't use a static one. I use an animated one, and that's an extension, which we'll get into later. But I mean, I can go into here, and you don't have to follow this obviously, but activate that, and then all of a sudden, when I open up a new one, I have a completely new animated background, which is far more exciting. I have a to-do list I can add for the day, the weather for the city I'm in, which I always like to keep track of. I have different settings, so I have my most used tabs here, and then I can just go to our standard search engine for Google and add more things later. I tried to dull down other things I already had, but here we are. So, you can find certain things like that if the static background was a bit too boring for you. So, now that we've done that, and we basically know how to add extensions and themes because they're one and the same, we can exit out of this. So, go to the top right of that same box that popped up earlier, exit out, and now we're going to go to extensions. Now, extensions are much like apps you might have for your iPad or phone, even your computer, except they're exclusive to your browser. Now, there's plenty of apps like translators and grammar checkers, to-do lists and calendars. There are things that keep your passwords. Every time you enter a password, it will make a list of that for you later that you can access in case you forget something. It'll say, well, when accessing this site, you entered a password that was, and then it'll fill in whatever you entered. There's pretty much anything you can think of. I can't list too many because that would take up time, but if you do need something, there are some very cool things that you can use on here. Very interesting, and then there are also some fun ones that are, a bit vulgar and random, but, might spice up the day if you're bored and doing a lot of homework or something like that. I think we're going to go to a pretty well-known one, I would argue the most well-known one, and it's called AdBlock. It is, as you might expect, an ad blocker. It just blocks any and all ads that show up on almost every single site. Some sites have settings that go against that specific ad because they need the revenue to keep the site going. But almost, all sites don't have that. It's just not a thing. So if you want to type into the Chrome and Web Store, right under that, there's a search engine. If you want to type into their ad block, hit enter. And right now, the list is short. You can see there's 3 under the apps and then more under the extensions. But what you might want to do to make things more apparent later, because this is an extension, you want to go under the search bar. You'll see apps, extensions, themes. Click on extension. And then it will exclusively show extensions with a related name. Now, just so you know, the best way you can tell if something is reliable and works is depending on how many people have used it and what the rating is. So if something has 180,000 people rating it alone, not even including other users that haven't rated it, and the people that have rated it is 4.5 stars, it's pretty good. So what you're going to want to do, I already have it downloaded, but you're going to want to go down here, click on it, and in the same space where right now for me it says added to Chrome, it should give you an option to add to Chrome. And you're going to want to do that, just like we did with the theme earlier. And then, once it says done, you'll have a little tab up here. And it'll say 0 on this page usually. It'll count the amount of times it's blocked an ad. And so if you want to go to something that usually has a lot of ads, we could go to YouTube. YouTube has ads all the time. I'm going to pick a specific video just to show. Oh, it's actually right here. If you want to type in, it's a band, Rise Against Full Album. Just type that in. It might not be exactly what you're looking for later, but if you type that in and then click on Endgame, it should be the 3rd one down. Instantly, up here, it keeps track of it. It says 82 on this page. Because I don't know if you guys know about this already. For you guys that do, you may have already forgotten. But I shut this off earlier. I mean, you can click on it and hit pause ad block if for whatever reason you want to see the ads. But there are video ads that interrupt the video and then side ads that show up everywhere. And the second, for some reason, one of those can't show up, the next ad provider is trying to sneak it in. So that just happened 82 times on my one attempt. So it racks up a fair amount, and it's calculated for me. It's kept over about 210,000 ads blocked in total. And this works for any other site, not just YouTube. YouTube, Facebook, gaming site maybe, Netflix, Hulu, whatever you use, it works. So, that might become very useful and, something you enjoy if you stream a lot. Now, if I look here, I think we're running a little low on time. I would like to show you more, but basically a couple other things I want to show you that you might find neat or nifty is the Omnibox. The Omnibox is the search bar we have here. Now, it's connected to Google, so one of the interesting things you can do is that it's a calculator or a converter. Now, this helped me a lot last semester when I was taking chemistry, but if you say, 2 times 2, 2 times 2, which is just the asterisk sign, it will say equal 4 right under it. And even if you have parentheses and square roots and all that stuff, you will still have it calculated for you. It's really helpful. And it's also a converter, like I said, so if you say, 60 seconds equals, it'll say 1 minute. If you want to say 60 seconds equal year, if you say equal and then the unit you want, it'll give it to you. So obviously it'll start doing scientific notation if it's a very small number, but you get the idea. And one thing that you might find is if you say 60 seconds equals seconds, it doesn't really work. It'll be like, wait, what do you mean? That's the same unit. Don't be silly. And obviously there are other cool things. So if you open up tabs, Control-Shift-T will open up previous tabs that you have closed. And one other thing you might find cool, just so you can show your friends with the political roughness going around, is you can type in loser.com and you will get your boy Donald Trump. Because he's a loser, according to the people who made that link, which is downright hilarious. But anyways, that was about it for today. I'll try to edit this a bit. Sorry if I said a lot. Even though I'm in the comfort of my own room, it's still still interesting because I know I'll be showing this. I might say and stutter, have a voice crack or something like that, dry mouth, all the good stuff. So thank you for watching. And I hope you guys were able to follow, and if you look at things later, I hope you find something you like, and maybe tell your friends how to do it too. All right, see you.